Good morning, Sheila. How are you?
Good morning, Wayne. I'm very good today. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking. And welcome everyone to 27 Minutes with Sheila and Wayne, where we explore the fascinating world of verbs and their impact on our daily lives. Join us each week as we delve into the different ways verbs shape our language and influence what we do, as we attempt to make a positive difference in our world, one verb at a time.
Yes.
Sheila, what is our verb for today?
I'm going to introduce it indirectly here. This verb carries a sense of progress and improvement. It's used in a variety of contexts.
Ah,
You use it to talk about knowledge, savings, even the number of steps you take in a day. You
mm.
may already have guessed the verb is to increase.
Aha. Well, thank you. Increase. Hey,
Yes. Right.
and how can our listeners contact you with questions or comments?
Thank you for asking. My email address is zekeandsheila@yahoo.com. Zeke, of course, is my golden retriever.
And my email address is wayne at mindsyncing.com. And mind syncing is spelled MINDSYNCING.com. So Wayne at mindsyncing.com.
Great.
Please keep those feedbacks and comments coming, please.
As
Yes.
and verb suggestions.
And verb suggestions. Yes, exactly. All right. Hey, I have some definitions of the verb to increase. Would you like to hear them?
I would love to hear them.
Here's the first one. I only have five, by the way.
Oh, wow. It's a slow day.
It is to make something become larger or
Mm,
in amount in size,
okay.
to become or make something larger or greater,
Mm,
to become progressively greater as in size, amount, number, or intensity.
mm,
The last two, to multiply by the production of young.
mm.
And the last one, to enrich. And how about you? Did you have any, or were you
I
just
stuck with become larger or greater in size, amount, or degree.
all right? And what were your thoughts when we first pulled this increase verb out of our jar of verbs?
I one of the things I like to do is just write down the things that I would like to do with this verb. And so, so these were my first spur of the moment thoughts. I want to increase my regular exercise. I want
Ah,
to increase my healthy eating choices. I want to increase time with my mom. I want to increase my memory capacity. I want to
ooh,
increase room in my closet. I want to increase my technical skills, and I want to increase my bone density.
ah, okay.
So, so those were all positive increases, as opposed to
So
increase the water level, that kind of thing.
now I have now one of those statements begs a question.
Oh, all right.
To increase your closet capacity,
Yes,
is that for shoes, clothes, or both?
both.
Okay.
And in order to do that, you know what that means?
What's that?
Decreasing the contents.
Ah, okay. So kind of
Yeah.
culling your inventory, huh?
Right.
Much like
Right.
much like I have to do with my board games because
Ooh.
yes, I'm at that point now where if I bring 3 board games in, I have to put 3 board games out.
Oh, that's the rule of living in a condo. One
Okay.
thing comes in, one thing goes out.
All right.
Yep.
That's where I am.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fun. It's all right because there are
Okay.
some. Yeah. Anyway, that's a
Okay.
different story for a different time.
Yes.
Another
Okay.
podcast. Correct.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yes. So, what did you find with
Well,
increase? I'm
first of
excited.
all,
I can't wait to hear.
what were your impressions?
Oh,
First
my impression.
impressions.
When I said increase, yay! And then the excitement kind of waned because increase. I'm like, oh, okay, but then it quickly picked up.
Okay.
Um, Faster than most because I mean
Oh,
we get to increase a lot of things as you just said
yes.
capacity size
Skills.
intensity
Yeah.
skills
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's forever growing and you know what again like my dad said practice makes good and good makes consistent so I'm increasing my activity towards consistency and bettering that so
Ooh,
I
ooh, that's
so
a lot.
yeah so I enjoyed it I really did
All
and I
right.
looked for I looked for articles
Yep.
um and to take your lead, I also now listen to the TV to find out how we are utilizing that verb increase.
Oh,
And
okay.
wow, it was exciting, but I'm not going to go there because I reverted back to my articles, and there were a lot of articles, and I got tired of increasing my wealth and increasing my,
Uh-huh.
you know. So
Yep,
I'm like, let's
yep.
get through all the increasing wealth stuff because we've all heard that. Um, and then I found one of my favorite things of to increase, and I stopped there with
Okay.
10 ways to build your self-efficacy.
Ooh,
And that's an
nice.
article by Kate Vessel. And I've talked about self-efficacy many times.
Mhm.
Um, and so there, I picked that article and I read it. I read it again. I read it again, and I was ready to go.
Super.
Yes, it was so fun. So, and did you find quotes?
I have 2 quotes, each of which introduce a new topic. So I don't normally attach quotes so directly to the research I've done, but in this case I did.
Okay.
So do you want me to start?
Please, if you want
Oh,
to.
okay. All righty. The first quote is Chuck Norris, an American actor uh, and trainer, said the key to the future in an aging society is not found in increasing just our lifespan. We need to increase our health span at the same time.
Okay.
So I thought, well, what is a health span? What's the difference between lifespan and health span? And looked to Harvard Health Publishing, an article published in 2022 by Julie Corliss, the executive director of the Harvard Heart Letter, who said, "Stay active as you age to increase your health span." And they define how long we live is your lifespan, but how long we remain healthy is your health span.
Mm.
And you compare the two, and what happened is over the years, as medicine has improved, we've been able to increase the lifespan, but that doesn't mean a person ages well or healthily. And in 2021, a study found that the average lifespan in the United States is 77 years, but the average health span is 63 years. That's a lot of years of living in an unhealthy way. And I think none of us want to do that.
Mm-mm.
So the goal is to reverse the focus from focusing on expanding your lifespan to expanding your health span. So I did a little bit more research on that, and I'll talk about that after we hear your next point.
Okay, check Chuck Norris. Way to go. Yeah. I
Yeah.
I had a friend who said my nickname is Apple. She said, "Apple, I'm old, and old age is not for sissies."
True.
And I said, "Okay." And she was out there walking and doing things because she says motion
Good.
is lotion. I'm like, "Okay. All right.
Ah, motion is lotion. Well, that
Yes.
is one of the answers I found on how to increase your health span.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
thanks. Good entry.
Yes, yes. Oiling those joints, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Knees, ankles, yes, all that good
Yep.
stuff.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
All right, 10 ways to build your self-efficacy. Now, I have to explain, and I know all of the listening audience knows what self-efficacy is.
Absolutely. Everyone does, but it wouldn't hurt for you to remind me a few. Just make sure we have the same we're working off the same definition.
Okay, because self-efficacy is a confidence in yourself that you can do things. Um, and so
That's what I
that's,
thought it was.
well, of course, yes. All right. Now, so Kate says the first thing is set achievable goals. And I thought, yeah, okay, great, achievable goals. I I'm going to the store today. That's
Ah,
an
yeah.
achievable
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
Not like I'm going to the moon today. Well, I don't know if I can achieve that today, but
Although
but I,
two different organizations are landing on the moon this month.
yes,
So,
one has already landed. Yes,
oh,
isn't that
okay.
cool? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And so second point was seek mastery experiences. And I
Oh,
thought, what is a mastery experience?
right.
And as I continued to read what Kate had put down on paper, she is suggesting that mastery experiences are situations in which you complete a difficult task or overcome a complex problem. And I
Okay.
thought, oh, I've done that in school because there's
You've
some math problems that I just couldn't.
but you also set for yourself a goal to fly helicopters, and you achieved that. You
I did.
mastered that.
I did. And
I'm
I'm going to
so
say that.
impressed by that.
And I'm going to say that later in the
Oh,
presentation
I'm
too.
sorry, I blew it
In the
for you.
podcast.
Okay. All right.
Yes. All right. And she says, practice positive self-talk.
Uh-huh.
A lot of us, because just for humor, we like to, denigrate ourselves a little bit and say,
Sure.
yeah, I'm not good enough at it. But she says, practice positive self-talk. And I thought, yes. And I know I have done that because I used to compete um, at a lot of things, but I was a
Okay.
swimmer. I was a tennis player. I ran track. I played softball, baseball, and going to those events, you psych yourself up. I'm going to get three singles today. I'm going to beat everyone in the 100 fly today. I'm going to do these things. And here's one thing that hurt me with positive talk.
Okay.
We were on the bus going to a swim meet, and the coach comes up to the front of the bus where I'm sitting, and he goes, Wayne. I said, yes, sir. Yes, coach. He says, so and so is not here today. And he does the individual medley.
Uh-oh.
But I saw what you did in practice, and I've been listening to you say all these things that you're doing and going to do and can do. I'm putting you in as the endo. And I hated the butterfly.
Oh.
The endo is the individual medley relay, individual
Oh.
medley race where you do butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, free.
Uh.
My butterfly was not existence. My breaststroke was terrible at best, but I could back and free.
Okay.
And then I did something stupid at that meet. I won the event.
Oh, no.
So
That
guess
meant you were stuck.
I was lodged in as the first team
Oh.
for the rest of the season. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I don't know if positive talk helped me or hurt me that time.
Good to note.
last
L
last one or
limited positive self-talk.
limited positive. There you go. The next one is, then I'll come to you. All right.
Sure.
Look to successful peers and mentors. And that is so right. That is so see the examples that's out there in front of you. I want to be like him. I want to be like her,
Mhm.
and mimic the things that they do well.
Mhm.
It's just, and ask them questions. How did you get to be able to do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. All
Well, and
fun.
sometimes when in my experience, when I've found someone that I want to be a mentor, once I get an opportunity to examine further, I go, nope, wrong person. Don't want to be like that.
I thought, but maybe I was wrong.
Right,
Okay.
right, right,
Yes.
right, right. But hey, that's a learning moment as well.
Yes, it is. All right. And how about you? What's next for you?
Back to health span. Of course, what can increase your health span is physical exercise. It increases the repair and maintenance mechanisms in your body, and it's the cause and effect of a lengthy lifespan, it says. But
Mm.
they said you really only need to do 10 or 20 minutes a day, and it's much easier if you find someone to do it with, because that's another thing about having a healthy lifespan is having a robust sense of community.
Aha.
So then I was looking, and again, they're calling the difference between health span and lifespan. They're calling that the health lifespan gap. So, and that again reflects the number of years lived with disease between, yes. So the lifespan, if when the lifespan is longer. Turns out women uh, tend to experience more of this gap than men do. It is widening worldwide, and the US has the largest gap, probably again because we've got so much good medicine.
Mm.
But the shortcoming that is most reflected in that gap is musculoskeletal problems. And the National Institute of Health describes musculoskeletal problems
It's
as
easy for you to say.
no, disorders of the back, osteoarthritis, and other arthropathies,
Okay.
which are a group of diseases that affect the joints. So
Ah.
your bones, your joints, your muscles, and your connective tissues are the ones. And so Basically, back to the exercise, back to the bone density, all those good things that we need to be doing with us. But a note so that you don't get discouraged about this is that neurogenerative methodologies are, or yeah, neurogenerating, generating methodologies are increasing where they're able to do a lot more with stem cells and plasma injections and things like that. So, um, but they're expensive and insurance doesn't currently pay for them. So that's it for that. Back to
Okay.
your steps on improving self-efficacy skills.
Yes. Kate
Increase.
said,
Yep.
Kate, increase in the yes. Kate says to embrace challenges. Yes,
Mm,
embrace challenges. So there's a huge challenge in front of you, and you don't want to run or shy away from it. You want to embrace it. And because
absolutely.
you have already gotten to that point, people think you can get it done, and you should be able to think you can get it done too. Try. Just go. Just
Okay.
the worst that can happen is you fail.
Right.
That's the worst that can happen. All right.
Okay. All
And how
right.
many of us want to fail? None of us that I know
None.
of. I
Not
have
me.
never gone into anything saying I want to fail. No. So
I,
embrace those challenges.
okay.
Here's one now, and we have all done this. We might not have done this to this content, but we have all done this. She says, visualize success.
Mm,
Now, here's visualizing success where I'm talking about we have all done this.
all right.
How many of us, raise your hand if this applies to you, how many of us during a birthday or a Christmas saw yourself riding that bicycle that you wanted? My hand is
Oh.
in the air. How many of you saw yourself roller skating in those skates that you got
Mm,
or were going
okay.
to get that you asked for? My hand
Uh-huh.
is in the air.
All right.
Yes. How many of us saw ourselves driving a car for the first time? My hand is up
Okay.
there.
Yep. Yep. Mine's in there.
Okay. Yes. So visualize success. It's easy.
Okay.
We've done it before. We know how to do it. Just put that kid cap back on and go do it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, anyway, I'm sorry for being dramatic there, but you know what? It was easy. It was all right.
It's okay.
The
It's good.
next one,
Yes.
acquiring new skills.
Hmm.
Again, and we should all be striving to learn different things or more things. I have a friend, we have a mutual friend because you
All
know
right.
Mike and Sharon.
Yes.
Mike is taking cooking
Awesome.
lessons, and he is
Great.
learning how to make all kinds of delicacies and treats and things and
Ooh.
delectable kinds of amounts. And X is also Xavier. He
Uh-huh.
is also acquiring new skills because he and a friend of his are learning how to make tamales
Ooh.
with the love and the care and the taste and the tantalizing of the tonsils that his mom and her group used to do and put into their tamales. And so
Nice.
X is experimenting. I think they made two or three different batches right now, and X says, "Okay, we got to throw that one out. They'll still eat it, but it's not quite there." So
That's the way. That's one way to learn. Don't expect to be perfect the first time.
right, exactly. And and here's why: because manage your stress.
Yes.
She
Yes.
says
Yes.
manage your stress. If things don't go right, okay, fine. That's just
A learning.
you have learned that that one didn't work.
Right.
Let's go to the
Right.
next one and see
Yes.
if this one will work. Yes, exactly. See, you've been there. Golly, you know all this stuff.
Yeah.
She says she says cultivate a support system. Yes,
Hmm.
you need people around you that one
Yeah.
can bolster your pride,
Right.
that can stroke your ego,
Yep.
also nudge you to move forward, and also say, that didn't work. This is now my bride. She is so fun when she makes new things. Since we're talking about food, or since I'm
Uh-huh.
talking about when she makes new things, she tells my son and myself,
Uh-huh.
if you don't like it, if you don't like this,
Uh-huh.
tell me.
Yeah.
Because if you don't tell me, it might come up again.
That is true.
so, okay, that was not good. Let's don't do that one again. But if we don't say anything, it's liable to be repeated, much like history, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. I will go back with you, and then I will come back to my last one, and then I have some pro tips for my that I
Uh,
have put on here.
lo love your pro tips. Good.
Okay.
Next quote I found. Now, I had to sift through many, many quotes about increasing taxes, about increasing this, that. Yeah, I was so bored by the time I was done with those. So I jumped on this one. I found this and I was so excited. An
Okay.
American writer, Bruce Feiler, Feiler, said, "The bottom line, if you want a happier family, create, refine, and retell the story of your family's positive moments and your ability to bounce back from the difficult ones.
Ah.
That act alone may increase the odds that your family will thrive for generations to come."
Okay.
So I started looking up how to increase positive family time. And I've always loved the Gottman Institute. John Gottman, a researcher who has for decades studied what ingredients are found in happy marriages or happy partnerships.
Okay.
So here's just several. I'm gonna zip through um, because this is good for couples in transition too, from say working to retirement. It's good for families with children. It's good for groups of friends. So these are applicable beyond just the family definition.
Okay.
So focus on becoming more playful. Have a dance party. Tell goofy bedtime stories.
Ooh.
Cook together. Personalize birthday traditions. Go on monthly outdoor adventures. So oftentimes military families will call that forced family fun. Volunteer together. Share daily gratitude. And this one can't be underlined enough because there's so many positive things about focusing on gratitude. Build a culture of appreciation and start each day, for instance, with a compliment or a thank you.
I
Uh,
like that.
Practice repair attempts to reconnect after conflict because every relationship has conflict. So practice the things that you do to get back together and develop shared dreams and goals. Let's plan a trip together. Let's, in 5 years, let's
Aha.
look at, those kinds of things. So just two quick notes about this. Do you know that children who eat dinner with their parents or their families are less likely to drink, smoke, do drugs, get pregnant, commit suicide, or develop eating disorders?
Hmm.
I knew that it was a positive thing, but that's a long list. So
That is.
University of Michigan reports that don't just talk at your kids. Take 10 minutes in your dinner conversation to teach your kid a new word every day. And that will help prepare their path for the rest of their lives. So I thought, okay, that's an example of focus on being more playful or more fun or having a family goal. So anyway, let's go back to your ninth reason, a ninth skill, ninth way to increase your self-efficacy skills.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the last one.
Okay.
Kate says, track your goals and celebrate your successes.
Ah,
Now, a lot of us don't do that, but
right.
I think we could. And I learned that from a friend of mine and a close colleague of mine, and as a matter of fact, my boss. We had a business together. Her name is Cindy, um, and we were together a long time ago. And Cindy tracked all of the celebratory kinds of things and goals that we
Uh-huh.
had as a team. We worked with this team of 50
Oh
individuals,
boy. Hmm.
and every time there was something good that happens, Cindy would do this by herself, but then she got me going in with her, and we would go to the store and we would buy little trinkets and little things, and then come back to work one day and pass it all out. And it's just fun, just we all had
Yeah.
whistles one day, and
Ah,
or pencils or something, just little
yeah.
things to say.
Yeah.
We as the bosses were saying thank you, and to them, because we had reached some milestones. We had done some things that were thought to be pretty cool. So yeah, it was kind of fun.
Well,
And I'm
and what I
looking.
love about that story, if I can just say, is that it doesn't have to be a huge, expensive celebration. It can be a pencil celebration.
Exactly, exactly. And she
Super.
taught me celebrate appropriately.
Okay.
So match the celebration with,
Ah.
or match the gift or the fun with the
Uh-huh.
activity that we did.
Okay.
So if it's something big, yeah, okay, great. Then, well, you get a new car.
Whoa!
If it was something not so big, oh, you get an eraser. Yay!
Woohoo! All right.
We never gave out the car.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay.
okay.
And I'm looking at the clock. It says 25, 15. So
Ooh,
I'm going to run through my pro tips here pretty quickly.
good.
Okay.
Super. Can't wait.
First one, learn something different and new. And as you have already said, and thank you for remembering that, I learned how to fly a helicopter. But I used to tell people,
Yeah.
jump out of your comfort zone, do something that you don't know anything about, and see if you could do it as well as the things that you do. So I learned how to fly a helicopter. Couldn't do it as well as I done other things because I hadn't practiced, hadn't done it long enough. But anyway,
Mhm. Okay.
here's a one word: try.
Mm.
Just try. Stretch yourself. Here we go. Baby steps lead to bigger steps.
Mhm.
Surround yourself with others that help you motivate yourself,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? Those that say,
Yes.
yeah, you can do this. Here's my last two: look back up the mountain. Now, I told you once a long time ago on the podcast that I was skiing and we used to take lessons.
Mhm.
I skied
Mhm.
halfway down this black hill of
Moguls?
moguls, knee
Moguls.
deep, bumps. They called them bumps in Germany, but moguls.
Ah, okay.
And the instructor told me to stop. We looked back up the hill. She says, "You did that." And wow, talk about self-efficacy. I looked down. Let's do it again.
All
and,
right.
and my last one, the best job. Now this was taught to me by a boss. His name was J.J. James. Best boss I ever had. He said, "The best job you will ever have is the one you are in right
Mm.
now." He's
Mm.
he says, "Do it well, and others will take notice." And I can't tell you how true that kind of paired out to be for me, because other people saw me and said, "Hey, why don't you come work for us? Why don't you come work for us?"
Oh, nice.
And I did that. And working for us didn't mean in that capacity that I
Right.
was doing. It was a
Right.
promotion and something different. And I thought, wow,
Yeah.
this is kind of cool. I've always wanted to do this and never know how to get there.
Yeah.
And I got there just by doing the job that I was doing very well, and they took notice. And
Nice.
with that, I will turn to you, my friend.
Well, I want to say thank you. I always love your pro tips because it makes me think as I'm leaving the room, so to speak.
You are too kind to say that.
Well, no, I really and a little bit convicting in this case too. The look back up the mountain. Oh well, and the best job you'll ever have is right now. Do I do what I'm doing right now to the best of my capacity? The laundry on the floor would not say yes. But hey, doesn't mean not that doesn't anyway. Yes, okay. I want to thank folks for listening. I want to thank you, Wayne, for this opportunity to talk about this word, and I love getting excited about words with you. So have a great week. Thanks, folks, for listening, and thank you, Wayne.
And thanks, everyone. Thank you, Sheila. Bye bye.
Bye bye.